Hey folks, Brian and Michelle Flickinger here for another episode of Flick Knows. Really excited to bring this one to you, and it's going to be a great one if you are an out-of-town buyer. If you're down on the Front Range, or if you're from California, Texas, Chicago, these places that we've worked with a lot of buyers coming from. What's it like to go under contract remotely, and what's it like in Colorado here to go under contract? It's that time of the season right now, so we just want to refresh everybody what it's like, especially if you're from out of state.
So we'll start right from the beginning. So you find the property you really like. Maybe you can't get out here to see it. We go out, we'll take video of the property for you, maybe FaceTime you if we have some good cell service in the area, and just give you a really good impression of what the property looks like. You love it, you want to go under contract, that's awesome. Next step is to write up the contract. And we don't do anything with paper here in Summit County. Everything is electronic. So e-signatures, super secure, all done through email. We make it as easy as possible.
Yeah. If we've been working with you for a while, we kind of know what the properties look like that you're interested in already. If we've been out on tour and you've given us some feedback, so get comfortable with the market. Take a look at those properties that we're sending over to you. So now we've done the electronic signature. We're sending out the contract for you. There's a couple of things that we need from you in order to be able to write up the contract. And, the first thing is the legal names that you'll be taking title in as the property. The second one would be whether you're going to be taking it as tenants in common or joint tenants if there's multiple people going to be on title. If you're taking it in title by yourself, it's of course severalty. But so we'll just want to know that. Obviously the purchase price, which is a pretty critical component that you'd like to make the offer at. Earnest money is another one. How much earnest money? Typically we see 1% to 2% depending on where the property is in the scale of, the $200,000 property all the way up to the $5 million property. And then what else are we looking for
Just
there?
a closing date. So
closing date.
We'll get into this later. You don't have to be here to close, but a date that's convenient to you that works with your lender if you're using a lender.
Mm-hmm.
Usually 35 to 40 or so days out is what we're looking at.
Yep. Yeah, if you're in a competitive offer, we'd probably work with you to change that a little bit, work with you and your lender. But typically we're seeing 30 to 45 days out. We'll get all that information, walk you through the contract, send it over to you electronically. It's very secure. It's been used for years up here.
Yep. And so next step is you get your offer accepted because we're awesome. And we, once your contract is signed by both you and the seller, you've gone through all the negotiations. At that point, that's when the earnest money is due. So you don't need to worry about sending us a check at any point. We actually don't take any earnest money. It all goes directly to the title company and they put it in an escrow account. And that account is used to hold the money until closing. So your check is not cashed, your money is not used until closing. And the way to get the money over to them is either to drop a check in the mail, you can do a certified check, personal check, or you can do a wire transfer with your bank, and the title company will provide all the secure wiring instructions for that.
Yeah, and we will never send you wiring instructions. There's been a few instances of fraud there, so if you get wiring instructions from somebody, you're going to want to call the company directly just to confirm them. We won't take it in person.
Another important thing to know is that your earnest money is really protected here in Colorado. So as a buyer, there's multiple opportunities in the contract for you to get out of the contract with your earnest money if things are looking a little shaky. If you don't like something in the title work, if the HOA docs, the meeting minutes aren't kind of making you a little bit nervous, the inspection, the appraisal,
loan, insurance. So you're really well protected. Any of these objection deadlines, if something isn't up to snuff, you can terminate the contract and you'd be able to get your earnest money back. So that's really, really good as a buyer.
Yeah, it's nice to know that it's protected. And then the biggest thing to know is that we are your boots on the ground. It is okay to not be here. We know the inspectors. We can help get you all the information you need. We can go to the property and take photos and measurements and do whatever you need so that you feel like you're here. So we'll send over all that information to you once you go under contract. We'll make sure you know when all your deadlines are so that you are on top of things, and it's as good as if you're here in person.
Yeah, and you can even close remotely. So once you come out, you take a look at the property. You don't have to come back here to take possession of the property. We can have the title company send you out your closing package. You'll need a notary if you're using a lender. You'll definitely need a notary for that. But you can, as long as we have enough time in advance, they can prepare the documents, send them out. You can get them notarized, sent back, and then you can pick the keys up from us, or we can have them mailed to you. So everything, we're used to working with people who are out of town.
Yep.
We're here to help you. So as always, if you have any questions about this or the process or anything that we're talking about here, please reach out to us at teamflick@summitliving.com. As always, you can see the most up-to-date listings that are here in Summit County on our website, flickrealestate.com. And we'll see you again next week for another episode of Flick Knows.